Hi everyone, I'm Eric.
I'm Craig.
And we are Who's Turn Board Games. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about the board game Greedy Greedy Goblins. Greedy Greedy Goblins is a 2 to 4 player game where you take the role of a mining corporation run by goblins. You have one of 4 different colors, or one of 4 different families, so to speak, and you mine. It's a very simple little game. It's aimed more towards the younger crowd and more of an intro to board games kind of thing, and it definitely hits hard on that note. That being said, it does have some unique mechs and get a little bit interesting overall. Just kind of wanted to give you a little synopsis of it. Yeah, we'll kind of go right into it because if I give any more of it away, it's pretty much going to be the whole review. This game is not very long, it's not very complex, so we'll just jump right into it. So as I stated, not overly complex with this one. Complexity on this one is a low number. It's very, very simple. You literally have one of 4 different colors. Yep, There's going to be a couple of mines based on the number of playable. There's what, 5 for 2 and 8 for 3 or 4?
Yep.
With that, you will be taking out a whole bunch of different tiles. They all have different things on them. Try to get gems, try to do things. You take a tile, you look at it, put it on a mine. You can put on any of the 5 mines that are out. You take a tile, you look at it, put it on a mine. You keep going until you decide, you know what, I want that one. You take your color, whatever color you are, you put that on the mine. That is now your mine. No more tiles can be placed on it. That's it.
That's the game.
That's the game. Yep, yeah. Once, when everybody plays out their tokens, it's just one left. When one person's left, you can take 5 more tokens, place them however you want to, or you can pass. And that's that. Then you score. Very simple game. Yeah. Very simple.
Which, I mean, you can't really put them anywhere you want to because there's only you left. Chances are there's maybe 2 mines that haven't been gone on really.
Yeah.
So,
and yeah, there is some strategy to it overall, but for the most part, it is full blown just a manic mess.
I would say that strategy is more in play when there's like
4 people.
Yeah, 4. And like you can kind of keep slightly better track of where you put stuff when there's 2, but when there's 4 people in this game, mind you, there's no actual turns in this game.
Yeah, you're just grabbing. You can only use one hand, so I can't just be grabbing things up. I can only grab one tile at a time. I have to look at it. I have to put it on mine. It's pretty simple. Everyone's usually in front of a mine. It's pretty simple which one you're trying to load it up. Like I pretty much almost universally was like, I'm loading this one up to be winner. I think the very last one was the only time I'm like, I'm going to put all the dynamite on this one.
Typically.
But yeah, it's not very complex. That being said, the timing of this game is very minute. It's like what, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it's a pretty quick game. That's
half hour,
one of the
40
plus
minutes.
sides I like about
yeah,
it,
yeah, maybe 40 minutes with 4 people. If you have a lot of blow ups and a lot of people really playing smart, but it's a very quick one.
Yeah, the time commitment is very minimal. Like he was saying, with 4 people, it could probably be a little bit longer, but really if there's 4 people, there's 8 mines instead of 5, so now you have that many more spaces to put the dynamite. So if there's less places for dynamite to be put, that means less mines are going to blow up, so people are going to get more money. When there's only 2 people, it seems like 80% of the mines are blowing up, and you'll have like 1 or 2 that aren't going to blow up.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, so you as you're flipping tiles, you don't actually like do anything. If you have 3 dynamite on one mine, it will blow up, which costs you money if you've claimed it. But ultimately, that's the only thing. That's what we're talking about dynamite. You can have as many. You can keep putting them on there. It's just once you're scoring and you're done, that's when you flip them up, and then you want 1 or 2 in there because they're actually a multiplier. But if you have 3 or more, you will blow up.
Yeah.
There are cards in this game. They're minion cards. There's a good assortment overall. There's some that increase the value of the gems you're mining for more money. There's some that actually help with dynamite. There's one that just gives you a coin each turn, and you can just keep getting guaranteed points no matter what, which is kind of cool, but when you're racing to 100, 1 point a turn is not
1 point a turn, and you can only have 3 cards in hand, so getting 1 point a turn when this game only gives you like 5-6 turns before it's game over, you're getting like $5 or $6, whereas any of the other like gem multiplier ones you could get 10-15 from that one card quick.
Yeah, yep, and they could stack a lot better, but it is a guaranteed thing. So they add a little bit of complexity to the game, but overall, low number. I mean, I'd give it a 2 out of 5. Like, this one's really, like, even the time commitment, half hour max. Up next, we're going to talk about the mechanics and classification of the game. Kind of already went over the mechanics of the game. Really not a whole lot to it. I'm going to say this one's going to be just...
tile placement.
Yep, tile placement and timing, like a little bit of strategy. I will say that because you can kind of psych someone else out and be like, oh, I think there was twice I put like 4 extra things on yours and they weren't actually dynamite. But I mean, it backfired because you didn't throw any dynamite on there anyway, so it just gave you a lot more points. But it's like you could have that complexity a little bit, or that
use a torch and flip over a dynamite, so people are like, oh, there's probably a lot of dynamite on there, but lo and behold, you just made sure to flip the one dynamite you put on it to try and cause people not to go there.
Yeah, no, and so it's really not overly, like, I'd say it's really just that tile placement and some strategy. There's cards involved. It's really not that much involved with this one. So I don't really. I don't even know what I would classify it as. It's a lot of luck. It's a luck base, I would say.
Oh yeah, push your luck, tile based game. Yeah, essentially. That's all it is.
All right. So what makes this game unique from anything else? The only thing I can really say about makes it unique is that there are no turns.
Yeah.
You're doing everything at the same time, which I do not like per se. But it does make it unique. It is kind of fun. I mean, 4 people, you get kind of crowded because you're all reaching into one tile. It is a communal tile area, so if I want this one up here, I'm going across and I'm blocking everyone else, and we're touching hands and you're throwing elbows. But really, like, that's about it. Like, it's really not that much else makes it unique. Just the tiles themselves and the fact that you're always going at the same time.
Yeah, that's about the only unique point to this. I mean, there's other games where you get points for the type of gems that you have and whatnot. Like, the point system isn't anything super special, but just the fact that there's no turns, everyone just kind of goes by themselves, and like, I don't know many other games where you're like just dropping a bunch of stuff in one location and you're trying to claim it before someone else. But
yeah, and really I'd say
it's kind of got some uniqueness to it, but uniqueness doesn't necessarily mean fun.
Yeah, well, and it's a gimmick, and the gimmick is it's different, but really if there's nothing beyond that gimmick, it's not going to really stick around. So, and if it feels like we're going fast through this review, it's because we kind of are, as we've stated, not an overly complex game. So we're going to get right into the ratings for all the different parts of the game itself. We're going to start off with luck. This game does have quite a bit of luck involved between the minion cards, what ones you can get. There are some that are better than others, as well as what tile placements you pick up, like you physically see, because if you just see nothing but dynamite, that's a bad day. But if you're able to find nothing but gems and maybe some minions of your own, you could really run away with this one. So it's a lot of luck. I'd say like solid 4.2 out of 5.
I have to agree with you. I'd say about a 4.5 luck on this one, just because there's a pool of like probably like 40 tiles ish, and you have no idea what you're grabbing. You're likely just grabbing the ones that are super close to you, because the further you reach away, the longer it takes you to go through your turn.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah, you're just grabbing as fast as you can, and if you have nothing but dynamite in front of you, I mean, odds are ever in your favor. You can really screw someone else over, but you're not helping yourself out. Yeah. So,
player interaction with this, I would say it's pretty high, because really that's all you're doing in this game is pulling tiles and placing it on mines that you or another person is likely to go on. So player interaction, I'd give this like a 4 out of 5 as well. Like, there is some player interaction, but you're not like really hardly like
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna give it like a 3.2. Yeah, you have some, you do, and like literally you're touching another player. You're not just always, you don't really get that in any other game. Like I said, that's the unique part of it, is the fact you're always doing that. But you can make or break someone else. You do have direct control over making or breaking someone else's game, which is nice. But at the same time, you're ultimately trying to make the best mine for you and screwing everyone else over. So I'd say a 3.2. Like, you do have player interaction. It is very apparent. It is part of the game, but it is not like in your face all the time. You can kind of avoid people if you wanted to. So up next is going to be the design of the game overall. It is not much going for it. It's kind of the theme of the game itself. I think the theme of the game of being Greedy Greedy Goblins, like literally the name of the fact that you're just grabbing as fast as possible, you're not really thinking too much. Like, if you're stopping and thinking you're going to be losing points, I think that was perfect. Like, they really nailed like the title perfectly with this particular game. That's about it. There's not a lot of artwork. It does look pretty, but it's nothing special. It does, everything's kind of fun and unique. I like the tiles are really nice and, sturdy, but really overall the design is just kind of there. It's, it really isn't anything spectacular. So I'd give it like a 2 out of 5.
Yeah, I would probably give it a low to like 2.5 as well, because the theme, it being goblins, it could be anything else and it would still work. It doesn't have to be goblins. It's just goblins or dwarfs are known for mining and dynamite explosions.
It could have been food, and it could have been hungry hippos. It's like it literally does not, like, just the fact that it does that. I just think that particular name, like, you think of goblins, you think of greedy, so it just makes sense that you're grabbing as fast as you can.
Yep.
Last up, compartmentalization. Not everyone cares about this one, but I do, and it's my review. So in the box itself, there is some compartments. Sure, we'll just show you real quick. Everything does kind of fit in there nice and neat. Again, not much to this game. So as a result, I would say that it compartmentalizes pretty well. Does its job. And for that, you get a 3.2 out of 5. I mean, does nothing special, anything else. 3 is passing. 3 is it does its job. It's no, there's not much to it, really.
No, it's for what this game is and how the actual components are played and used in the game. I would say it's like a 3.5. The components go back into the box very well. It's all like sorted out pretty good. It's not like, only time I'm really going to give a compartmentalization a lower score is if it's just a box of Ziploc bags and you're just pulling it all out, like
boards and bags.
Boards and bags, and that's it. Like, if I had to score a game very low, would be Caverna.
It's got a lot of parts to it and not a lot of compartmentalization.
So. None.
That one's gonna get a 1. Spoilers. Look forward to that one eventually. But I don't even know if I already did that one.
I think we already did the review, but it was before we did the kind of new setup.
It's a Juan. Let me just re-edit that. Revise Juan. That's a good segue right into our final review for the game itself. This game misses a lot. It's not necessarily geared towards me, and I understand that. It's not really... I'm much more of an advanced board gamer. This is not something that I would play really kind of ever. It's something I would teach somebody to play, and it's something I could play with a younger crowd, but I don't think we'll ever play this again.
No, not very. It's in my call list.
Yeah, and it's like we'll probably maybe bring it out for like a party here and there, but there are other party games I'd rather play, much more so. And it's a nice little, like, it gets you going, it gets you in the mood for a board game. But typically when we get together, we have only so much time, and we're gonna go right into the board game we want to play. So that being said, I would give this game overall like maybe a 4.7. Like it scratches some itches. It's there, it exists, it does its job for what it is, but it's not my cup of tea. Simple as that.
Yeah, and I'll just go right into my score with 5 being average. I would say I'm right around with you. It's like a 4. It's below average for me with just how the whole mechanisms kind of work out in this. It's a unique and kind of crazy idea, but it just doesn't really work as well as I would hope. Yeah.
I don't know. I'd be interested to see how they could like improve it, but at the same time, I don't care.
The only way I could think it would be improving is if you had, with 2 players, you just remove some of the white tiles, so that way there's slightly less dynamite and other things to make it so that your caves don't explode immediately. But if you do that, then the game just ends within 3 turns instead of 7.
And really, like, this is much more geared towards 4 people. With 4 people, like I said, it's chaos, it's a lot of fun, it has a lot of energy, and it brings a lot of that energy into it. It brings a lot more of the energy out of the board game. With 2 people, pretty boring. That being said, it doesn't change my answer. 4.7.
Yeah, exactly. Like, the only time I would think this would really come out is if you're trying to bring the energy up into a board game before you start a different game that requires people to be a little bit more energetic.
Yeah, and I mean, it would be kind of fun because, like, I'm just thinking playing 4 people with our crew, like, I would totally screw somebody over. I totally be like, I totally blew you up your mind. You're welcome. Yeah, I totally did. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of fun, but there are other games that do that much better. So
I personally like Quacks with a better push your lucks,
Yeah, yep. No, and that one has no interaction whatsoever, but it's still the fact that it does that. So, yeah, I agree. If you want to know more games that are kind of like this, not exactly 100% like this, obviously, I would say one, it would be Blossoms of the Cherry Tree that blossoms every 10 years. I can't remember the name of the actual one. Legend of the Cherry Tree that blossoms every 10 years. There you have a communal sack that you're drawing flowers out, and you can kind of see what's going on, but ultimately it kind of has the same feel of there's not a lot going on with that one, but that one was a lot more fun. I definitely think I would push people towards that one a lot more than this one, but this one is a lot more geared towards younger players. That one's scoring mechanic is a little bit more advanced, so another one that's kind of good for kind of getting people into the game if they're a little bit younger, Dragonwood. That's entirely a card-based game, and that one is kind of more of an adventure. You kind of have to go through and you get some equipment, you fight some monsters, you do some stuff, but ultimately that is much more, again, geared towards the younger audience. So if you're looking for a little bit younger audience games, Dragonwood, and well, it's right there. Legend of the Cherry Tree that blossoms every 10 years. That's the actual name of it. There's another name for it, but that's the name that is on the box, so that's what I'm going with. I'll actually link that one in the description below, or that someone will, and can let you know about that one, because that's actually like I like that one. That's a fun
good game, yeah.
Even for a younger geared over audience, it's still pretty good. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like. If you want to follow us on our board game journey, if you like other reviews, if you like board game content, how to play, setups, discussions and stuff like that, consider subscribing. It would really help us out. If you want to support the channel, besides watching and sharing and doing all the glorious things that you people do, consider clicking on our Amazon affiliate link in the description box below. Anything you purchase on that in the next 24 hours, from clicking that link, will actually give us a small commission. All that money goes directly into bringing the channel that much better equipment, hopefully a giveaway, more board games, stuff like that, just kind of more content for you. So consider helping us out with that. We'd really appreciate it. Other than that, that's all I got. So
yeah, that's all I have.
I've been Eric.
I'm Craig.
And we are Who's Turn.